Young Mike T, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my Bloodians. You know what I'm saying? Another year around the sun serving MCs.
That's right. That's right. I saw a video today that made me think about you specifically. It's funny you on this Twitter Spaces. They were talking about the bloat, and they were like, "Yeah, you don't know it's bloat." People from all over Los Angeles, all the way up to the Bay Area, and I'm like, I know they got to consider Mike T in that conversation because you really was down here with us at a certain period of time at the first Project Bloat office. Coming down to work, do business, be a connect back and forth up to the Bay. So that's the first name that I considered when I heard that.
Right on, my brother. Thank you. Y'all my family. You know what I'm saying? I've been fucking with, individual members in separate, spaces for a long, long time. And I consider everybody my brothers. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm glad we got you on there. Jay Smooth is going to jump on in a minute. So you already know with him, Carmel representing gods in the situation. What up, Big Head Skinny?
Oh man, I can't call it, man. Peace to everybody. I just had to tap in. I wasn't gonna miss this.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Crows is on the anniversary lineup, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Crows is performing up there tomorrow. Or no, Thursday.
Wait. I thought it was tomorrow.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody else know who else on that bill, or
Shoot.
is it everybody? Sat,
Yeah, I
I
was
talked to
gonna
Sat.
say.
He said it was everybody. Where you
Yeah.
at, Sat?
I was good.
What's good, young Sat?
What's popping? What's popping with everybody? What's going down?
Shoot, slow motion better than no motion. What's going on with you, brother?
Shit. If I pull up this flyer, hold on. Where's this motherfucker? Pin this on the page right there. It's the most overloaded shit I ever seen in my life. Which I expect nothing less from the Project Blow. Fucking anniversary. This shit is like gonna be a big ass cipher. Like you know?
Mhm.
You know how that shit is. Oh shit, they don't even really got no Twitter like that. Huh? What's probably on the fellowship Twitter,
There,
huh?
downstairs.
Probably on the Ab and Fellowship Twitter.
Sat, Sat?
What's up?
What was your first year? What was your first year performing at the Blowout anniversary? What number was it?
Nigga. What number is it this year?
28, I think.
28. Then it was about 12 or 13. I
Damn.
Mm.
was about, it might have even been, nah, bro. No, I think I went to the 11th or 12th anniversary. I don't know if I played yet.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the Blow when I was 14, bro.
Right.
Uh,
I just turned 35, nigga. Fucking
Shit.
I probably performed at the second or third one. So I was probably like 16, 17 by the time I performed. Nigga, yeah, probably 13 ish. That's nuts.
It's crazy.
That's nuts. I probably performed at the Project Bowl 13th annual, bro. That's probably my first one.
Badger, you know what I was thinking about when I seen this space topic, right? First thing came to mind was the way they do battle rap right now, the freestyle battle rap with no beat, box, no nothing. I don't know. I think we kind of like hard influence that
I mean, we
Mm.
brought
whole
that shit
pattern.
to fruition, literally. I mean, like between, it's funny. It's we was doing shit like that forever, Um, me as a young ass nigga coming to the Blow, Eminem is one of my like first influences before I even like learned about a whole lot of other shit. And next thing you know, I'm in a cipher with the nigga that beat this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
me and Wise are going crazy in ciphers, and I'm like 16 years old, 15 years old, and this nigga's like, so it's like that was
It's crazy.
normal.
Yeah, it's crazy you bring up Wise. I was just thinking about the night when I was trying to get at Cool, but it never went down. He kept sending like he made that shit like he was final boss, and it was like a gang of niggas, right? So I ended up battling Terror and Wise that night at the same time though.
Yeah,
Like
nigga.
we battled for me and Wise and Terror. It was Terror and Wise against me though. We
Yeah.
battled for like
Feel bad
like
for
3
you.
in the morning. Did not want to
I've seen
stop.
too many of those.
They did not want to
I've
stop.
seen too many of those. That shit is not fun, nigga, for sure.
But the pattern, the cadence, all of that shit, I know it influenced a lot of they. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
so when me and Dumbfounder was in the first ever international fucking battle of those types, and it was a 2-on-2, the World Rap Championships. It was funny because at that time, you know, we was whatever like on the battle rap on the beat scene. You know, it was me, Dumb, No Can, Disaster, and all the other whatever. Like, but niggas had never, other than at the blow, heard of like a acapella battle. Like that shit was so foreign. And then like to take it a step
Mm.
further, knowing who you was battling and shit before, we were so dumb and just so I don't know, just so naive, honestly, that we never even took into account like the idea of like writing for your opponents that you know like, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas know.
Right,
But
right.
we literally, because that's
Mm.
not where we came from. So it's just, it literally never crossed our mind. Like I fucking promise. We're probably too high too, but we just didn't think like that. And so then, you know, we get there and there's already niggas in the battle circuit at that time that, you know, they're step right and they're doing like we know niggas got written, whatever. We would still win the majority of shit anyway. Like it was only 10 niggas I was gonna win any battle in California at a certain time. You know what I mean? Like pretty much. Like
Mm.
period. And then obviously you take that worldwide because like niggas like No Can and Ilmac and niggas that won scrimmage. Like it was only so many niggas that could win.
That's
You know what I mean? Any
it's crazy because the eras, right? You saying names, right? And I'm thinking when you saying names, the names I'm thinking is like Juice, Super
yeah,
Nat, Black
that's
Thought.
right. That's both
Me, that's the
not
era
right
that I
before.
was
Those
in,
my
right? I'm thinking of all
OGs.
of
Like
them. Yeah. I'm thinking of nights when I battled. Shoot, I battled damn near 5 out of the 7 Wu Tang members at the same time one night outside of what was Prince old club called Glam Slam
it's like that.
downtown.
The other niggas that I came up under studying niggas like obviously everybody you named, and then you know you got everyone from Fellowship Peace. You got niggas like you take it
Yeah, that was my.
worldwide. You got niggas like Idea and niggas like you know what I mean. It's
Mm,
like I was a baby watching all that shit, and then fast forward a few years. Next thing you know, I'm fucking right there. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And it's like, and then just a few years after that, like I was saying, is niggas is like, all right, cool, acapella battle for hella bread on TV, basically.
Right.
And we like, wait, what?
Right.
Like, what do you like?
Yeah, they took. I was saying it seemed like they took our
Facts.
format and just went and ran with
Oh
that
no,
joint.
that's exactly what it was. But here's the thing: as much as it was our format, it wasn't
It was just raw hip hop.
realized exactly. We didn't even know because that's what I'm explaining is to the point where we didn't even realize the possibility of like premeditating rhymes and like writing shit that nigga. And then we go and then we run through everybody in the tournament except for the Source and Ilmac because these niggas is
Right.
it's on a whole nother level and they got pockets and pages of writtens that's next level, nigga. Like, and then lo and behold, of course, they go on and win the first and the second tournament for like 50, 100 bands a piece. And it's like, we sitting there second place in the region, like, oh shit, we probably should have wrote some. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we just didn't think about it like that. It was a whole
It
new
wasn't. It wasn't
thing
a
that we
thing for
didn't
us to do
realize
though.
because it was taking our form, but it was also modernizing it more
Mm-hmm.
than just commodifying it format wise. It was bringing it into a new level because
Right.
that's why it is the way it is right now. It's like boxing. It's like a sport. You got to train. You got to like I just did my first battle in 12 years against a legend, Marv One from Detroit. I just did that shit, a few months ago. I hadn't
I
battled in
seen
12 years.
that.
That shit is a motherfucking
Did your thing.
boxing match. Like, you gotta fucking train. That shit is a real. I made life changes. Now I cut down minutes on my mile to to make sure that I was in the right
Right, right.
mind space
Yeah.
to do that shit. It's different. Like,
Have that breath
you feel
control.
me? It's just not a game.
All that.
It's just like a one man
No, it's not.
fucking Broadway play. That's what I always compare it to, and
Yeah.
that's not even
Yep.
exaggerating at all. That's why if you look at any of the top
You can
improv
turn it up.
shows, Wild 'N Out specifically, that's all the homies. That's top battle rappers.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yep. It's a little bit of everything because that's what I'm saying. Even before we start battling, it'd be like me, Choo Choo, Reckless, Trend. We'll start bagging and shit. We'll be bagging first
Uh
and
huh.
shit. So we'll be
Uh huh.
bagging and then somebody get mad and then the battles will start
Uh huh.
rapping and shit. Like it's crazy. We should do all that shit all outside. Like after blow, we'd be out there for like 3 or 4 hours. We wouldn't leave till like 3 o'clock sometimes.
Period. I mean, I just seen this nigga dumb hop in right now, but that's exactly like you said. Like we just came up like all of us did. We just came up like roasting each other like nonstop.
Right.
And so like yeah, we rap, but like that shit was never. That was like a second nature. It was never like a fucking on purpose thing. Like oh, I'm gonna fucking
Mm-hmm.
battle you. It's like it was like that was just a thing. And so when it became this new format, which is nothing even like it was a baby compared to what it is now. But even then, like we didn't even get that shit. Like we're just like, oh shit,
Right.
like wait a minute, we can just clown these niggas like fire. And we didn't write shit like this. Like we were stupid in
Right.
hindsight, but also that shows you how pure it was where we came from. Because like to us. We didn't need to do that shit. Like we still pretty much beat almost everybody. And
A,
it's like
a lot of times we frowned upon MCs that if I could tell you was doing written raps in a cipher and we
exactly.
talking about freestyle ciphers, you know what I mean? And it was kind of like
Period.
like
And we
yeah,
was right in the middle of that shift, and we didn't understand it as it was happening at
right,
all. We literally
yep,
didn't.
yep,
Because, but also, like I said, I mean, we were still killing niggas. So it's like, so we didn't get it until we couldn't beat, certain niggas. Again, shout out Il Mac the Source. These niggas got that shit down pat like a fucking play. So it's like you're not gonna beat them. That's why nobody could.
Hey,
And so it's like that's when I think it really hit us like, oh shit, this shit is new. Like this is different. It's not what we used to doing. Like you got to step it up.
I think it's one thing key too to point out if you listening and you don't know like what makes even that back and forth dope as hell is because to me I just say to my understanding I feel like Sat is the last of the true like known battle rappers from the Blow in terms of era by era, and he having a conversation with Zagu's one of the first era. You know what I mean? So to see what you guys agree on in that span of time is super dope. And then all of that is it's old shit to somebody who new to the game. Shout out Dumbfounded came up in here. AC
yep.
alone,
What
I don't know
up?
where AC in the building.
What up? What
Young
up, AC?
Dumbfounded. Tasha, what up, Tasha?
Man,
Yeah, keep it going.
bad. I wanted to
Yo,
ask you though, because I always thought about this, and I just wanted to know if anybody else was on that train, especially like Ace and Polly. Like, do you think like even with the trap music and the beats and it kind of like was the influence from the like the chop, like the blow chop and the type of beats we used to like rap to sometimes, and now it's kind of like with the hi hats and the tempo, it's just like you know what I mean? Is it kind of
Very much so. I really feel like the double time and the chops of what they doing, especially when you listen to like, Migos and artists like that really got those double and triple times, which is for me, like my first time being able to, hear that type of style was, was Micah. You know what I'm saying? So for me, so it's like I feel like it's very, very, you know, um, relevant in just the timing of how people are now, doing their lyricism. And even now, like when they talk about lyricism, people are starting to add a lot of the artists from the South that have that type of style, they're starting to add that because they feel like it's the hottest shit out right now. So yeah, in my opinion, for sure. Like
yeah,
even when I produce, like I produce, with those elements in mind. Like like even those trap beats can still be used, for exclusive hip hop shit. You know what I mean? Just got to be creative with it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mom.
Swan, what
Ace,
up?
what up?
Oh, you can hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, what up,
This
Ace?
is my first time on here. Hey, no, like to this part right here, like it just got labeled that because CBE had beats that was like you could consider trap beats way before
That's
that.
why that's where I was coming from with it, for real. That's what really
Yeah,
what reminded me of that.
because they just took that style of beat and kind of just held on to it like that's that style. You know what I mean? Easy with the 808s, but all that um was done before. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it was hella new. And before they start putting it in the trap, I just want to add that onto it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I was
Right.
asking you that, because I felt like you would kind of like maybe feel the same way I did, because I felt like I kind of heard that at the Good Life and even at the Blow, like, and the tempo, to everything.
I mean, but shit, Kendrick, Chance, and a gang of other motherfuckers that rap, good, have already given Fellowship and Blow, they've said that shit because it's just a fact. Like there's certain, I mean, nigga, corrupt, like
Right.
any nigga that rap a certain type of way and have certain type of pockets, it's even if you, unless you're super young, it depends how young you are, but around my age, whatever, if you're like whatever, like I said, Kendrick, Chance, it's like from that age up, everybody knows in this.
Okay, when you say a certain type of way, because that's what people don't understand. What is a certain type of way? What is the Blow influence on rap? Where when you hear certain people rap a certain type of way, that's it.
Honestly, me, I could,
What
go ahead.
Yeah, let me answer real quick. What I mean with it, obviously it's a breadth of a bunch of things, but at the core it's jazz. It's free form, very, it doesn't have to be melodic, but when it comes to the pockets that you're picking of different, whether you're flowing or doing staccato type of chops, again, like you guys brought up the Migos, those type of staccato triplets, that's some shit that I've heard way before when I was a kid at the Bloat on the fucking corner. You know what I mean? Like, it's not specific to any particular style, but I think it's more about the originality and being able to explore these different styles, like any true musician in general, but more specifically a jazz musician. It's a very jazzy flow. You know what I mean? Where you get to pick your style, and you need to pick your style. You bet not sound like not only the next dude, you bet not sound like you did last night. And that's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's fire.
Hey, AC, I heard you describe it a million times. What you think?
So, so for people who are tuned in who might not be as familiar with the history of Project Blood,
Oh, okay, go ahead.
for laymen or for people who are just now falling in love with hip hop and falling in love with different segments of it, different histories and different cultures of it, what is Project Blood? Is it a community? Is it a record label? Is it a venue? Is for people who are unfamiliar, describe Project Blood and when it started.
Man, I could say my point, but I feel like the OGs would do even better. You know what I mean? Honestly.
Who's jumping off the porch first?
Well, fuck it. What
No,
I'm
I was
gonna
about to.
say is just, to me, it's a dojo. Like it's beyond. It's not an open mic. It's not a label. It's not like it's a dojo. It's a style. The same way you got a style of fighting, nigga, Hapkido or fucking karate or what. It's like it's its own specific culture in itself that grown from the good life that continues to grow to this day, whether it's fucking through, us individually or Verbs Bananas or what. It's like it's an entire culture that's its own thing. You know what I mean? It's not just even music related. It's bigger than that. It's the OGs that was fucking playing chess on the corner by the jazz, while these niggas is playing jazz, while we on the other corner
The
ciphering,
street
while
dicks.
niggas is battling. Like it's a whole, it's a entire culture to me. You know what I mean?
I would call it. Hey, I would call it the foundation for our culture.
Mm.
Yep.
It is a foundation. It is a foundation. It
So, what
is
was it
dope.
like when it first started? We're celebrating the 28-year anniversary. What was year one like?
Year one,
This is
we just
2020.
listen. You
AC
guys
said year one.
talking about what the
Go
good life
ahead.
was. You know what I mean? And I like to remind people that it was no place to rap. I don't know if y'all know that or y'all can imagine that, but it was no place to rap. Nobody would know. It was no open mics nowhere, and no place to get down but the good life. And then that place was limited, so we had to create a Project Blow for the energy that was just already circulating around the city. You hear me?
Yep.
So that's why we have to move to Leimert Park, where it was naturally supposed to move there. That was where JMD was at, and the Underground Railroad, and the world stage. So with that, we just contributed that on the hip hop end. And you had Babies and Ricky's. We had the blues down there. But Melodians, from where we started, we cared about not only hip hop, but the art of rap. Period. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
Right.
I don't think a lot of people care much enough about that, or fuck these days about all the other old school rappers or styles or that, just to take it another step further. You know what I mean? Because you got the music business in there that clouds a whole lot of what people think is what. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And not with and they always pick from where? From the streets. They always see a better way to market it. So I don't know. That's how things. But the original essence of all those rappers coming from South Central, all around LA, and from overseas, whatever, just to be in a competitive state with fools who wasn't just rapping just to be rapping. It was all to do something incredible every time they open their mouth. Freestyle. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So them levels, we was exploring those levels all the way to the furthest you can explore them, and it's still a whole lot out there, a lot of more like talented. It's just like, how is it heard throughout the industry and received? But I know too many homies that got way crazy music and good enough style. So but anyway, back to the blow. I'm just saying the culmination of all that talent and the competitive nature, brought all that together. And it was about taking over wherever we went. I don't know if you know that part. It was about, it's the same reason why Eminem and them tried to come rolling through the blow, and they got their ass handed to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I was gonna say. It was like a cultural brotherhood of like art and expression.
Right.
And even though it was levels to it, like you had like top tier level, lower levels, heavyweight, you know what I'm saying? It goes down. Like, but even like Sat said, it was like a dojo in that sense, because even the whack ones, they still was a part of the family, but we got to make sure they got their shit together, even whether it was please pass the mic on them or whatever, getting
Right.
served outside. But everybody got a piece to where they came back harder next time. They came
Hey,
better.
cause let me cut in real quick, cause how many niggas do you know? And I'm obviously not gonna say no names, but I know plenty of niggas that was not dope, bro. That was not dope.
That
And
had
then
to learn how to
5 years
do
later, them niggas was fire.
Hey, I'm gonna give a name that everybody probably could know. If you're an OG, you would know. He might have went by a couple names, but Jay Legit.
Huh.
Jay Legit started off kind of suspect, but then he got hard. I was like, this
But you know
Right.
what? Jay Legit is the first rapper I know. The career got killed by a lyric.
What?
what happened?
One lyric and one freestyle killed his whole career, and he went crazy and became homeless right after it.
Because he blew up and couldn't take it.
I'm gonna say the lyric. No, it was the worst lyric ever said. And you, when I say it, you're gonna be like, "Damn, that did kill him." He said, "Jay Legit, so sick, I suck on a baby's dick."
Yes, I remember that.
Okay, Endo Carrero.
Oh, he said the line. I thought somebody said the line to him.
Nah,
No,
yeah,
he
he
said
said
it
it.
like it was dope.
Then every time like we seen that, we would like bring that shit up. He couldn't get that
Wow.
like he couldn't that.
His career couldn't get past that bar.
Remember?
So I gotta ask this because I don't think I've heard it said like that. I think AT just put on. I think what everybody said came together. So you saying that the Blow and Good Life impact on hip hop was bringing really art and aggression together into rap.
Yeah, because I think we brought the integration into it, and people forget where it come from. Like they don't really, they just think it was always there.
Like they just feel free to be real creative, like they always could do that.
Yeah,
Sometimes the
I mean,
reason
here's the other part I like to bring up. We started back in the days when we did stuff like that. Fools would be like, "We ain't on that. We ain't on that fast rap. We ain't on that." And now look at
Mm-hmm.
they all
Yep.
do it. You see what I'm saying?
I remember when we used to meet up. We used to write our names on little squares, rip them up, fold them up, put them in hats, and pick teams, and then battle.
Yes, we did.
Ooh.
Yes, we did.
Ooh.
I remember a couple like OG battles and those sessions like that. Those was dope.
Battle royal battles. Yeah.
Wait, real quick, I want to interject real quick. So, like, how big were these squads? How big were the teams? Was
Like
it
at
like
least
4-on-4?
6 on 6.
Yeah, about 6 to 7 on 7. We'll be like
Yeah,
1 and 2s in the bag, or A and B, and whichever one. So it'll put the homies against each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's go down. Imagine if we was twitching that or live streaming that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it still could be done now. It still could be done. But it was
Yeah, them dope concepts.
the format of Cypher and the session, and kind of like went one direction. Fools prefer the acapella battle over beat battles these days. I mean, I still think they both important, but
Yep, they are.
yeah, because some fools they got the acapella lyrics, but they can't spit over the track, and to me that's all pointless.
Yep, a big part of it.
You know what? I like both. I like both, but I definitely got an opinion because I feel like when someone is forced on a beat to try to fit his cadence and whatever he got to say within that timeline, it might create him a whole different way of saying it, or even force a cadence that he wasn't ready for, and that could change what is next to be said. And that's
Right.
kind of the art of what we used to have to fight against
Right.
and rush against to be dope.
Absolutely, yeah, and that sharpens skill a little bit more.
Yep,
Hey, but
yep.
let me add this though, because like I was saying earlier, so along the same lines of what you're saying, think about not having no boundary whatsoever, and saying, all right, it's like an essay. Like I said, it's like a fucking a play, a Shakespeare play. So you don't have no boundary, and what you finna do for 3 rounds, for 3-minute rounds, 9 minutes total. What you about to do?
Right.
That's crazy too. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a whole different thing, because as opposed to the beat, of course. So now if I can style and I got this type of steez, I could do a certain thing. But what if you take that all away? And that's what we didn't realize at first. It's like, nigga, that's just as hard in a different way. It's like,
True.
nigga, it's free form. Do whatever the fuck you want, but what you gonna do? Because you don't know what he finna do. You have no idea what he finna do. He could do just jokes. He could do some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you gonna choose? And so that's why it's a different art form that's born from the same shit to me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. They both are important, and you know, the middle grounds of where it's going. I mean, I've seen enough of both to know. But as far as the blow, I mean, one question on is on what does it mean? I mean, that it's a little bit more of a definition too. Besides all that, it still turns into us as a collective, you know what I mean, of just a brotherhood, you know what I mean,
Right.
and that's able to just connect throughout, network throughout music and throughout, you know, navigate through hip hop. So it's a few definitions, and
Yeah, because I was in Atlanta and there was a battle going on, and dude seen me. He was like, "Ooh," and I looked at him. I was like, "I know you from Blow," and me and him ended up battling some dudes from Atlanta, just on like me and him being from Blow type shit.
right,
So
right. So yeah,
But that goes back to the brotherhood, because nigga, like I said, I ain't done a battle in 12 years until just a few months ago. Nigga, I pull up. This is in South Central in like the 60s. You feel me? And niggas that I ain't seen since I was like 18, 19 years old. They there like, hey, get him. You
all
feel me?
right,
I'm like, and like no bullshit. And I'm like, oh shit. Like as big as an impact as I already kind of felt, it was nothing like what it actually was because, like Badru had already said, it's like I realized that I'm even that battle. Before that battle, ain't nobody from our cloth that's on the main stage of what we began.
right.
Period.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
When I compare it to when I talk to people, I always say the Blow to me is like the Gracies. Like the Gracies was killing before the UFC was even a thing.
that's true.
They already had smashed every style, right? And
all those Gracies. Let me cut you off because all those the top Gracies. Where are they?
Got
You
school.
feel me?
they in the Hall of Fame of
But
greatness, all time greatness.
Yeah.
no, but hold on. But what I'm trying to say is they not in the UFC fans that know everything about UFC may or may
Right.
not know nothing about that.
May
Yeah,
or
I
may
mean,
not know nothing about the
but
Gracies,
they
right?
You see
important
what I'm saying?
though.
And so that's when I realized that. I didn't fully realize it till literally minutes before the battle when I'm not bullshitting niggas that I haven't seen nigga in 15 years that I knew when I was a kid coming up rapping on the corner was like there, like yo, go get him. And I'm like, oh shit, like for real, like
Yeah,
I'm representing some shit, like for
Right,
real, for real.
right. And
And Dumb don't
it's
battle
pre
no more.
social media boom too. So
right.
it's like
James don't
you
battle no
missed out
more.
on a lot of key dope elements. Like
You,
I
you,
just the reason why I have to stop and make that little comparison because you got to think about before the infrastructure for all this other stuff you like was even set up. Like I remember, and I think you was there, Sat, but I remember we on the road and we betting dollars and fives and 20s on battles. And everybody at that time, the way they would get at different members of the Blow was try to mention older members of the Blow. Oh, you're not this without da 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 da
period.
da, and he
Yeah,
need to come save your ass, whatever. But at the time, what's not documented as well is that every era of the Blow had champions. Medusa was a champion. ACN was champions.
Period.
Dumb and Sad was champions. No
No
Can was
can.
champions.
Can.
Subtitle was champions. Peace was champions.
Facts.
yeah,
Otherwise was
yeah,
Otherwise,
champions.
Otherwise, yep.
yeah.
It
Otherwise,
go
and no, we did. We were part of those rap battles in like he said, like peace and otherwise. Like I didn't go to that one, but you know those what were they called back then? The other
Rap Olympics. This nigga Wise beat Eminem
no,
in the Rap Olympics
not
and they
the
scrubbed the
and
verses.
King of the
That's
Dot
exactly what
Nigga,
it was.
and
it's
not
not
the
like
rap
Because
you
the
wasn't
Rap
Olympics.
on. That's what I'm
Olympics.
trying to tell you.
Wait,
Like I'm
before the rap Olympics, it was
before that, we talking
no,
about before
so
King of
yeah,
the
this is
Dot,
shit
we
that
be
I
talking
only
about
heard from
element
no.
y'all.
battles.
Like
What's the ones that was in the Midwest? What's those battles in the Midwest?
Scribble Jam.
Oh,
Scribble Jam. Yeah, we was all
Scribble
our crew
Jam.
was still all part of that too. Feel me?
Nigga, James won a Scribble Jam. Ilmac won a Scribble. He not from the blow, but Ilmac like niggas won Scribble Jam. That's
Right,
nigga like that's nigga James is freestyling. Nigga, these niggas got pages and pages and pages of rhymes. Can't beat this nigga.
right.
Like That's
what
the
up?
flow. That's what I'm talking about. Is that culture? It's not just a rap. It's not. It's that nigga. I got this. Like I do this. Like
How the freestyle off the dome, the way that is fluid, wasn't heard of before. Y'all don't understand. It wasn't fools wasn't
Right.
really doing that like
They wasn't doing
fluid.
that.
Like
Yeah,
like
I was fucking people up out of town doing that. They was like, "What are you doing? What is this?
right.
What up,
So
Moon Satellite?"
and
If you know you should be on the mic, raise your hand or do whatever that is. Go ahead, AP.
no, I mean that was pretty much it for that one, for that thought. I mean,
Who y'all feel was the most? I know people be scared to ask this, but who y'all feel was the most per era like formidable motherfuckers? Because before you jumped on the call, AC, you know, Sat was talking about. I forget who you said, Sat, but then Goo was like, "See, my school was Juice. I was thinking Juice in them were hard,
Juice,
like
Super Nat. You know what I'm
Super
saying?
Nat.
Super
yeah,
Nat for sure.
yeah, Super
I
Nat.
remember Elements had a minute with nickel whatever, and
Y'all know Super Nat and Peace got a freestyle record.
Yes,
yeah,
that shit's hard too.
Camp Freestyle. Look it up.
Yeah.
that's nuts.
That I mean, it's,
Um.
oh, you know who was dope? I ain't gonna lie. What's the boy name? He was from the IE area. C4.
Oh
C4 was
yeah,
dope.
yeah. I see. I seen C4 in Austin, and yeah,
Yeah, so had a couple tight little run-ins with him. A couple finals, of course. Otherwise, of course, I remember they used to have them battles at them conventions when they used to have the like Source magazine and the Rap Page conventions at the hotel down by the airport.
yeah,
Y'all remember though, like for 3 years back to back, the top names that would end up in those final rounds was Medusa and me battled in the finals one year, right? Me and Juice battled in the finals one year. Born Allah was in it.
right.
Yeah, yeah. One year Medusa ended up battling 14 Karat in the finals.
Right. That's the year that's the year that I think me and 14 Carat went back to back and we kept having to rebattle. They kept saying it was time, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those 3 years back to back was the years leading up to Otherwise and Eminem.
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because remember, I battled Juice that year in the final the year before Eminem battled Juice. That's the year that Peace battled Eminem, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep, yep. That was the
Yeah,
year.
and I know this shit because as a kid, that's all the shit. That's what I grew up on. Like, and hey, M cooked piece. I'm gonna keep it a buck, but fucking that otherwise battle, Wise got him.
yeah. I mean, where's the footage of that?
But no, only footage of half of it. That's the fucked up part. They don't show Wise's part.
Oh, see, that's all propaganda. Of course, they're not gonna
No,
show.
that's pure propaganda. No, I mean from it's rumor, whatever. But Dre had his scrub type shit because
Yeah, I
it
never
just
seen
happened right
Wise part
before
either.
that weekend. I don't know. This is lore that I've heard, but it makes sense because it was right before the weekend that he went on the wake up show. I mean, not wake up show, that he went on the radio station out here and did that freestyle. That was the one that Dre ended up hearing, whatever.
I still
It's
say,
right when
see,
he had lost from Wise a couple days ago.
but yeah, that was the see,
Because there's
like
Wendy Day shit, right? The Rap
right,
Olympics.
yeah, and that was a big thing about that battle because you know what, it was being judged different. Like the boy Eminem had some freestyles, but he had this other thing
Oh, it
called
was pre-written,
written, pre-written
but it was
lines.
nice. No, but it was nice though.
No, but see, like he had all. I mean, it was nice, but he had all.
I
I
know
guess,
it's different era and shit, but I'm saying that shit was dumb nice. That was the shit when he said, "I got so many ways to get you. I'm playful with you." That whole shit, like,
no, I'm talking about he had like, all his white lines already done.
oh
So,
yeah, pure.
so
He
when you
tried to
can,
use my facial tissue as a racial issue.
yeah, yeah,
Everybody in this place, yeah.
So that was the difference between Wise coming straight off of the Pure Dome. See what I'm
Pure,
saying?
no, pure.
You know what was a classic battle? I don't know if y'all was on the Wake Up show. I was let me see. It was Ace. It was most of Fellowship, but it was and I think Common was on the West Coast side.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah. I
he was
remember that one.
battling against Wu Tang. I think that was on the phone.
Hey,
Yeah.
Up there.
I wanted to ask the question if you feel like telling this story, Ace. Because I've heard it from a couple of y'all, but I think it would just be dope to hear a little story about it right now. About I think it was Fellowship and CVE versus Wu Tang. What wasn't it that?
Nah, that
You know
was
what I'm talking
and
about?
see, I always like to correct that because
Please, yeah, please.
it
This is
wasn't
the
a full
exact.
it wasn't a full representation to me of all of Wu Tang. Like Wu Tang is a big crew. It wasn't. It was a it was like, well, I think it was like Raekwon and a couple other dudes. Like, but it wasn't like a full thing. So I hate when people put it together like that. That what it was they was having West Coast people. It was having, I forgot what radio show it was on the other end. They was doing double simulcast. So he had people up there and he had Sway and Tech going. And I hadn't been up there. And back then, it was all about smashing and crushing. So it's still about that. But I'm saying, so I'm not trying to hold back, especially when it came down to uh, putting ourselves up against anything that's not West Coast. Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it ended up being. And Common was there just because he happened to be in town,
He was
but
in.
it was strictly about smashing. So I went in smash mode, and people do bring up them sessions, but I fair enough. I'm not gonna say it was like all of Wu because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of Wu Tang members like I wasn't there, You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
So
I appreciate it. That's why I wanted you to speak on it because I've heard it a couple times. You know what I mean?
yeah, but yeah, it was a couple of them there. And we got busy but that
Who
type of
all was
session.
on y'all squad? It was Fellowship and CVE, or it was
Yeah, it was like it was me, Mike, Abruz, I think Common was over, and that's all I remember.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
said
know
that's all
if
it was.
it's on it's online, so you can find it.
oh shit!
Yeah,
I had no
online.
idea. We
Yeah.
got to find
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's online somewhere. I think I've seen it. But that was the attitude back then, which kept the blow alive. The whole attitude from that, you
Yeah.
know. And I can't even have this conversation without going back to microphone Mike, my homie, our homie, who was one of the original rap dons of South Central.
You know it.
That's an era that, like we talking the 80s, we talking mm, 84, 85, like that.
Right. Right.
So hey, with that, we come with all that energy. We've been coming to the good life, all that energy, taking a good life to the blow. So that's why it's dug in so much. You know what I mean?
Yo.
Hey, and I want to add something to that real quick. Cause I'm like that. Like I said, like this is the shit that I wouldn't be here without y'all. That's a fact. And we've spoke. You already know you my OG. I love you. But my point of this is like, all right, you hear the narrative of these type of styles is only underground or whatnot, nigga. If you talk about songwriting, real like classical songwriting mixed with the shit we talking about, nigga, Mike and Nine Sand to the Beach is a
Right.
fucking hit record. That's a hit song, classically written. And I don't know what year that fucking was, but that's one of my favorite songs of all time. And when people don't know shit about underground or O's or whatever you want to fucking call it, I'm like, listen to this shit. Like, this is a hit song today that he wrote whenever he did, and he's still gassing and he's still Mike. Like, you feel me? Like,
Yeah. How'd you
It,
hear? How'd you
it,
hear
it,
that song? That song didn't even get put. Did he put it out?
cause I know shit, but
Cause
you know me, Ace.
that's an
Come
old
on.
song.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my no bullshit. If I had to put, 50 songs together to on one playlist on an island forever, that's on there. Like that's one of the greatest songs I ever heard, bro.
Right. Me and Mike used to do songwriting way back in the day for this company called King's Court Productions, and for all different kind of groups. So he's been doing that shit forever.
And that I love that, because I do all type of shit. Obviously, like from not just obviously rap shit and producing and all. I do every type of genre, but I wouldn't. I don't think I would even be as musically interested to where I became as inclined in playing my instruments and all that shit if it wasn't for understanding shit like that at a young age that y'all showed me. Like that's a fact. It's a fact.
Yeah. So that's there you go. Creating an institution for better musicians. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a fact, man. And that's what I mean by it's more than Project Blow to me don't got obviously there's a lot of components of rap, duh. But it's way bigger than that for me personally. That shit is that shit has influenced who I am as a person so positively in multiple ways. So that's why I'm speaking on that shit. Like
Word. Hey, yo! I gotta ask this question right here, and some of y'all who might have been at this show might know. So there was a unity that happened like November of '94, right? Back when Bad Boys promoted, it was Craig Mack and Biggie. So how I remember, and I want y'all like kind of, if somebody could go in and dispute this, that so Craig Mack did like 15 years twice that he gets off. Then Biggie he does Unbelievable. And then was about to go into Juicy, but the thing that happened next was, I guess he said something about getting ready like freestyle or ballad, something like that. And then Fish should come up, and Fish should spat on the stage.
Who?
And Biggie just kind of had this look like,
wait, who?
It was Fish. It was Fish from CDE. That he had jumped on the stage. I remember this part vividly. He jumped on the stage. We had a "Gotta Come Up" shirt on.
I was there.
And
I was right there.
So my thing was, again, like that that Biggie was like, yo, like someone wanted to battle a freestyle or something like that.
Yeah.
And that Fish had jumped up, spat a verse, and then Biggie kind of just gave this kind of odd look into the crowd and just walked away. Now, I wanted to know if that was pretty much how it went down, because I've been telling it that way for years.
Yeah, let me tell my version. You absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'll tell you even from another intimate version. I was standing right there, right? First, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. First of all, big up to Fish for taking the opportunity. But no, I was standing right there, and it was in Lamert Park.
Yeah, the Crossroads. Yeah, it was now a parking lot. Now they're getting ready to build something else.
Absolutely. So Fish did jump up there, and the only thing that stopped me was I was just delayed. I was trying to think too hard, and it wasn't that much time to fucking think. Feel me? And Fish jumped right up there. He spit a freestyle, but for context, it wasn't a freestyle. It was written. And I bet you to this day, you can go find out where that rap is at and what he exactly said. Because Fish know his raps, and Fish either he got that recorded or that was an already recorded verse. It wasn't no bullshit that he said. It wasn't what they was used to hearing on Biggie's side. Feel me? Biggie's dope.
Okay.
But I don't think that Biggie knew what he was hearing or paid enough attention to care, because he sure got on the track with Bone when he you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because basically my thing that I remember was that Biggie never spat. Like he had called that out and said, through the challenge out there, Fish took it and Biggie didn't respond. And it always, I was like, damn, okay, what would make Biggie not respond? That's kind of weird, like it's his show, just kind of walked away.
I don't think crazy, but yeah. I don't know if he asked for I don't know. I think he was asking for who got some freestyle. I think he was trying to do I don't think he was looking for that. I think he was kind of trying to play with the crowd enough to be like, anybody want to come have some fun type shit, not really come. You see what I'm saying? That's what made
Indeed.
I don't think he was looking for a battle at that moment. It didn't feel like that.
Indeed. Yeah. I'm glad somebody was able to add on that. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yo, peace, Ace. I just want to say, man, I want to give you nothing but praise. Me coming from Maryland and on the East Coast, I remember when I heard Project Blowed, and when I heard What a Pity, my mind exploded. You know what I'm saying? Between hearing CBE and y'all, because I knew y'all from, you know what I'm saying, like, To Whom It May Concern. And, but like when Blowed hit, it was just mind blowing. And I just want to give you props. You, Mike, Jupe, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, man, all the CVE, Riddler, Good Riddance, 99 is like incredible. But I remember hearing What a Pity and Masquerade, and I was like, yo. And I'm on the East Coast hearing this, and no one was ready to catch that. You know what I'm saying? But it just the West Coast opened up everything. I just want to give you praise.
Hey, respect, bro. Respect, bro. We was definitely trying to take things to another level. I mean, and just to keep it fair, it was still a lot of things that we was trying to compete towards, which was like the native tongue movement and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like shit that already been done. We was trying to do something different. You know what I mean? So we had to come new and different and innovative and not like everybody else. You know what I mean? So
facts.
And East Coast is the Mecca. So what was we trying to do? That was a big part of our movement, and dare I say, having something to prove. You know what I mean? Like just being from over here and trying to see it on a level that wasn't NWA or wasn't all that.
Exactly, because Quiet as Kept, I argue with this all the time. Y'all influenced Chicago. The fast rap, technically the fast rap that we know of, not New York fast rap, because it was there, but the cadence, the chop, definitely came from y'all before it hit Chicago.
Right, yeah. Like I said, Leimert Park had a lot to do with that. We after the Good Life, we used to go and freestyle with the jazz musicians, with JMD in the sessions. And then from there, started even studying more. I didn't grow up listening to jazz or innovative music like that. I had to go backwards from a youngster. I feel like I know it now, but I had to go backwards with jazz. And then, but, that dug its way into like being able to style and knowing how to flip. And then you'll get cats like listening further, Hendrix and Ross and Eddie Jefferson. You realize them cats was doing that way before we even picked up a mic,
Word.
So,
while you guys was talking right now, something hit me, and I want to share it real quick. That the one thing that got to be also expressed about the Blow and its legacy is when the Blow put out the mixtape that all of the different individual crews involved in their movement out there. That was the first time ever that, someone was sharing their shine and putting a bunch of people on at once and pushed it in a very successful, independent way. And that was a representation not just for hip hop, but for the whole world.
Right on. Yeah.
I remember I purchased mail order tape. I was all the way in Maryland on the East Coast, technically South. You know what I'm saying? And I remember going in and putting my money to get the tape, the mail order tape. When that tape came, my mind was blown. I still have it to this day. Still have it to this day.
Look, like no. Truth be told, like it has to go down in history that's a very groundbreaking opening door movement for not just the groups involved in it, but for the people who looked on and had aspirations. They got shown something, and people had to step up to the plate, and you see what that created.
Definitely.
BTSN Talk Tuesdays. What's Project Blow's impact on rap culture? It's your man Jay Gamble. Tune to BTSN.watch. I want you to take a moment right now, if you can, just follow BTSN on Twitter. If you can right now, just take a moment to follow BTSN real quick on Twitter. We want to make sure we get your follows real fast, and then we want to make sure that you get updates on when we're supplying this dope ass content. We're gonna keep the conversation going. Let's follow up with a few questions. But Drew, set us off with the second half of questions. Let's keep the conversation going.
So I get asked this a lot, but I don't have the answer to this question. Did the Blow invent the chop or rapping fast and or? You got to unmute everybody, or you got to unmute yourselves.
I don't. Didn't we go over that?
I'm saying, but was it the first? I know we said that there's an art aspect to it, but if it's not the first, like, do you remember anybody being that first? Like, was there any influence there, competition there, outdo something there?
As far as the chop,
Yeah.
it was a double time thing. Double time. I mean, certain things that to me that are simple now in rap and everybody does was not so simple and easy to do, and just pick up, just open your mouth and do it. Somebody, even if it was simple as now everybody can chop like that, nobody was doing it, is my point. You know what I mean? So nobody was doing double time. And I think when we discovered that was like, oh, okay, this is what nobody is doing. My whole career is based off what people haven't done before. I mean, not rap period, of course. I know I ain't doing nothing new under the sun with that, but it's still
That's
based
what I'm
off.
saying. Stroke that thing, bro.
So
Just like Sat was saying, like we was trying to take something new and different. So even our first stuff that's not chopping like double time still don't sound like what was being done
Big booty baller.
at the time. You know what I mean?
exactly. Okay, I get that.
So I say that the Jazz. I say yes, we did. Jazz had a lot to do with it. Lemert Park and having a good understanding for music that had a lot to
Jigger
do with it. And
Bernard.
Elders, we actually came under Elders. That's where it's not even like, it came under
Mommy
Elders. We came under
Milkies.
Artists.
Yeah, because I the reason why I just asked specifically again because I interviewed Busy Bone. I interviewed Busy Bone, and he said when we asked specifically about the chopping and with Bone Thugs and with Fellowship, he said the Fellowship is like the Mayan pyramids, and we're like the pyramids. We just two random occurrences, basically, is what he's saying, and that they were influenced by Big Daddy Kane's. A part of one of Big Daddy Kane's rap where he sped it up. So it's good to get that answer. That's why I asked again.
If anything, I mean, I know that's his opinion, but mine it'll be the opposite. If anything, like, no, we'll definitely Giza over here.
Got it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just my take on my opinion on his words. And I'm pretty sure it's a council of people that have slightly different takes on this. You know what I mean? As far as Michael probably would say something different, similar but different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know one influence on the culture is that you guys are the first group in hip hop history to be nominated for a historic level Grammy. Like that, to me, that speaks to how long it's been done and the level of influence it's had in that time. Because that award is about influence as well as just time. You know what I mean? So hip hop not being that old, but being older than you guys, that's a big credit to be given just to be nominated. First of all, because there's a lot of records before that.
Yeah, it's But I can honestly say that after To Whom It May Concern and a lot of that stuff resonated, that slowly the climate of hip hop sort of changed. What people was able to do, or people was accepting that another artist can do, and and adding to their arsenal. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely, adding those elements in their arsenal. I always look at it like we carved through some heavy terrain to make a path that it was easy for other people to walk through. We came through with the machetes and
Mm.
and just chopping it down layer by layer. And other people, in that path seems like it was always there, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that we talk about the whole culture because I think the Blowed had a lot of other non-rap influences on hip hop culture too that get like looked over, like the dance culture that came out of the Blowed, the ciphers of that, you know, the graffiti crews like RTN who are also like represent the Blowed and in that same, and we in that same area, kind of rocking all together. So yeah, what you were saying, Sat, about it being a whole culture thing, it's elements to it that make it go a little bit deeper than just even if you rap or not, you know?
Right.
I have a quick question, if you don't mind. Big ups
What?
to the OGs. Excuse my ignorance. I found about the Blow probably like in 2000. But my question is like, from the Good Life to the Blowed, when did you all start seeing like the SGV cats and IE cats and maybe even some SD cats start to make their way up there? And what are some of the first crews or just groups or people that I guess earned that respect? I mean, I first learned about Acid Rain, rest in peace, Gaja, and even
Yeah.
the Holy Deuce. Those are some of the first guys that I'm Latino, and I'm like, damn, these guys are fucking sick. And then I learned about the Blow. So just curious, what are some of the first cats that came in?
I mean, from you saying just like outside of like LA.
Yeah.
Acid Rain was. I mean, I can't think. I can't think off the top. It was a relationship between people who lived in Claremont, because we would go out there, and Whittier and all those people who
Word.
rap were coming closer first. You know what I mean? Like, um, and it had to do with. I can't think. I can't. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna answer that without really giving it a few thoughts. But definitely, it was a lot of crews that came from. They started coming. The IE didn't really pop up on the Blow for a while, and actually Ganja K went out there and inducted a whole new. He ran Project Blowed out there for a minute, a IE version. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
I,
Mm-hmm.
San Diego, Orko came fairly early. Orko and Mr. Brady and all them dudes came down. The Master of the Universe, they came real early, like 90, 95, 94, 95, as soon as we started. So Orko Elohim came down from San Diego. The Bay Area cats never really frequented the Blow like that. It was always like come show up and get something off, but not like we ran on a weekly basis for a long time. So it was a lot of action, and there's a lot of people who came just for a certain amount of time, and they can honestly say they've been there and they've been there, experienced it. But how long did we go weekly? We went weekly for years, for at least 15 years. So that's a whole lot of sessions, and it's hard to pinpoint who came and when they came, for me personally.
I know I've been hella times when I came up from the Bay, but I also lived in San Diego, and it was easier to come visit and pop my head up when I was in San Diego than it was when I was in the Bay.
Right.
Can someone
I remember there was a
can
period
someone
of time where a lot of other open mics. You remember this AC that where it was like a lot of open mics would reach out and be like, "We're gonna be a Project Blowed affiliate or another Project Blowed or Project Blowed around that same time, how you said Ganja K was having Project Blow, IE, but I remember that was
Yeah,
a thing too. There was supposed to be Arizona. I remember Phoenix was doing Las Vegas.
I used to
Uh,
go when I went to New York. I popped in the end of the week, like their thing, just like the same way. You know what I mean? Um,
mm-hmm.
that was the era of that anyway. You know what I mean? That was like open mic was it what you know open mic was an era that
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it exists now, but it was a real uh um everywhere era. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I mean that's a good question, and like I bet you if you ask it openly, a lot of groups go remind you that they've been there and did they stint there. Like they went through the blow boot camp. You know what I mean? And a little bit from everywhere. But we first put out the record. It wasn't just it wasn't just a local tape. We put it out Capitol Records first. So we used to have a PO box, and before that was the only way to contact us through mail. And you know, Aru can contest to this. Like all that mail came in, it was from all over the world. You know what I mean? It was like from the very gate. So initially, for anybody internationally coming, they was already like it was already set up for people to come because it's and that which was the allure of the whole thing. And to begin with, you got to remember, Project Blow was a tape and an album that came out that was an open mic that housed all the dopest dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it was you know, it was already set up for people to come international. And every year, and tomorrow, I'm pretty sure it might be somebody that came up from overseas to attend our anniversary. You know, so um, who who came
Johnny, folks,
first?
how you guys doing, man? Hope you're having a great night. God bless y'all, man. And Happy New Year.
Peace.
Thank you for having me.
Sure.
Super dope. Well, check it out, guys. As a youngin from Pittsburgh who was nowhere near the West Coast, can someone walk me through what a night out Project Blow would look like? Like if I was to come to Project Blow from Pittsburgh in the '90s, what could I expect from Project Blow when I walk in the door? Who can share that information with me?
Are you a rapper?
I do a little bit of flowing here and there, but I would be more in the audience observing.
Project Blow took place in the park at Chaos Network on the corner, 4343. The park is already filled with rappers and artists before you even try to pull up to park. It's ciphers probably right where you park your car. It's gonna be 4 or 5 dudes rhyming right there, and then you're gonna get out your car. They got a little boom
Yep.
box just right there. Um, and then the park is open. It's food sitting in the park, you know, rhyming, politicking. You're gonna come across the street. It's gonna be a big crowd of people, and it's gonna be a major outside cipher probably going on, like somebody two battling, and it's getting heated.
Cool,
And
man.
then you're gonna try to peek your way through the crowded door and see somebody else on stage doing the whole beat thing and a whole crowd full of people in there. And you're gonna either stay outside and never make it inside because what you're seeing right there is so dope, or you're gonna crowd your way in and get in there, get on the list. When you get on the list, you're gonna see none other than Big Choo Choo going crazy on the crowd. Everybody telling people to please pass the mic when they weak. Um, Getting people on and off real quick, like and then giving them something to roll with. Like we ain't
Hold
just
on, you mean if you was weak, you would be told to pass the mic?
yes,
What?
please pass the mic, and the whole crowd would be chanting, please pass the mic. And
Facts.
I'm
and we
sorry. Is that in New York? Is that in New York City?
nah, this is LA. This is our shit.
Oh, LA. Cool, cool, man. Right on, man. No, I thought it was New York because my little brother, he was working on a cruise ship, and he's a DJ actually. He's a DJ on a cruise ship. from Brooklyn to Florida. I know it's funny. Some of them Brooklyn cats they wanted to play Biggie Smalls, and he said, "Hey man, it's all the course." They're like, "No, you gotta play some Biggie. We're gonna stomp your head with some Timberlands." And he said it was pretty wild, man. So he had no choice, to satisfy these dudes and play a little bit of Biggie Smalls. And he had to tell him, he said, "Listen, man, I got other people on the cruise ship, so you gotta be more considerate." And they weren't having it, man. They were rowdy, man. Yeah, he worked down in Fort Lauderdale and New York City too. I thought I was there, man. But cool, man. Right on, man. You a rapper too, DJ?
AC, quick question: did
Yeah.
anyone ever get the pass on spitting writtens? I mean, were people ever practicing their shit, or was it always freestyle?
No, it was not always freestyle. It was about songs or freestyle. You don't have to freestyle. That was not what it was about. Freestyle outside, but inside you can do prepared songs. That was part of the whole thing. A lot of people came up there to do their prepared material and get it off. You know what I mean?
Word.
So you wasn't obligated to freestyle. In the cipher, you kind of was. It was like an unwritten rule that everybody in the ciphers was freestyling. But on stage, I don't think it was quite like that, right? I mean, yeah. So, but it was definitely high intensity, and that lasted from the first blow all the way. It definitely died down. People ciphering and doing all that stuff, but maybe until Bananas came and it was like a slightly different vibration. But it lasted for many years, that same intensity.
I would like to see somebody pass the mic, though. I would like to see that type of energy when somebody's on the mic thinking they hard as hell, spitting their hardest verse, and somebody just telling them to pass the mic. That got to be heartbreaking.
Well, we
Hey,
passed the mic on Fat Joe. We passed the mic on Fat Joe at the Good Life.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Hey, so
like it was nothing. Nobody was above that.
look, nobody was above nothing. If you look, you asked what your experience would have been like to go to the blow. If you and he asked you was you a rapper and you said you was coming as a spectator, that might have been the best way to go if you got soft skin. Because
Right.
you step your body on the blow and you think you the hardest rapper or you think you got them balls and you only got 4 raps and a few little caps, you're gonna leave out of there with your head in your pocket, right? You
That
walk
is
in there
very
with
true.
it was an automatic mosquito swarm of rappers waiting to see if you really good rap. And you ain't able to be talking about grabbing something.
Yeah, very true.
I have
Very
a
true.
question. I have a question real quick. What's the relationship, if there's a relationship, between Project Blowed and Lyricist Lounge?
You gotta unmute. What's the connection between Project Blood and Lyricist now?
If there is one, like relationship wise, culturally speaking, you know what I'm saying? Like, is there one? What is it?
What from a rap perspective, AC, had y'all been to the Lyricist Lounge? Were you guys up on it? I know as a business what I could say, because I could say that we did the Lyricist Lounge 20th anniversary.
Yeah, I've been
Uh,
I've been to Lyricist Lounge. We used to go to Lyricist Lounge as the fellowship.
okay.
And, I consider them like just another at that time like a cousin type of institution. You know what I mean? Like the Blow Lyricist Lounge. You go to East Coast, go to Lyricist Lounge. Come here, come to the Blow. That's how I looked at it. It was just as many. I mean, I don't think that program it wasn't ran quite like ours, but it represented the same thing. You know.
Was it around like first, like Good Lifetime or second?
Actually, the Lyricist Lounge started around, to my understanding, around the same time, but it was a couple other things that was going on that, to me, that was I think stemmed from that the Lyricist Lounge, like the New Eurekan Cafe. I don't know if that's connected to the Lyricist Lounge, but that was another spot right before, kind of like how we had a good life, and it was New Rican, and then it was like Blow, and then it was Lyricist Lounge, and on my frequent trips, that's what I remember. So, but that's the only connection I have. Besides, they were doing the same thing we were doing. We didn't do any business until later, right, Badru?
Yeah. That's when we did the 20th anniversary at Nokia with Fellowship and Black Star. Aunt Marshall and I was working, and I think just more on the other side, just art installation and the other side of music stuff. But it was later. Yep.
Yeah.
Like AC said, it was a lot of open mic stuff popping up in a certain era. You know, it was just like there were no really, the radio shows hadn't really been something you can just pull up on. It's not like a social media. The need for open mics and places for us to be weekly
And
was
seminars
high.
and open mics and stuff.
Yeah.
Was there a weekly winner at these open mics? Meaning, was there someone at every blow project blow at the end? There was a identifiable winner. Like, was there one guy at the end of each show that to say, yeah, that's the guy?
Nah, we mostly like those nights was designed to who's gonna come back and shine the hardest next week. You know what I mean? Like, or who's gonna consistently kill it next week. You know what I mean? It was just like Project Blow was a place. I guarantee you, people went home to write and for work on their skills when they left. So
For sure. I know I definitely did countless weeks, countless months, countless years.
go home and be
But
like,
but
man,
but you know what? Man, I got to say something about that because every time we tell a story about Project Blow nights, everybody talks about the please pass the mic sector of the night. But like, okay, I don't rap, so I'm gonna talk about it from my perspective. You show up, there's all the ciphers the AC said is outside, they outside. And they can't be stopped. Even when the police come through, they just let you rap over the intercom on their speakers. Like nothing's stopping this. Then the rapping starts going on inside. There's the please pass the mic part two, but you're not seeing AC and Micah and Trend and them unless they hosting a little bit. You're not really seeing them inside yet. Everybody gathering around that outside. And it seemed like it was one of those things where every night, if you a fan of music or hip hop, you was going to see them do like the game speed workout practice version of they set that you was going to pay another time to see. So maybe AC and them was coming and they rocking at the end of the night. Like when Trend comes at the end of the night and do that LA, Cali night, that's why people know it at the concerts like that. That's why people
Right.
know it at the anniversary like that because it was a dope free performance at the end every Thursday night. The heavyweights was going to rock, period.
Yep.
yeah,
Something was going to happen. It
When
wasn't everybody
Medusa
every
got up,
night. Go ahead.
no, when Medusa got up at the end of the night to do her records,
Come
same
on,
like
man.
you said, like it was, the first. Well, for me, you know, me coming from the East Coast, then coming to live in Inglewood, and then when
okay,
I caught on to come to the blow, it was like, yo, like this is the hip hop spot. If you doing anything hip hop, this is where you're supposed to be. So me coming down from Inglewood going to the blow, it's like the first thing you see is the people right there in the section outside of the venue. Like they're there. Like it's ciphers going. Like Baz
right,
said, they're going crazy. So even if you wasn't confident enough, because I know at a point in time when I first got there, I wasn't confident enough to get on the stage, but I was in the ciphers. You know what I'm saying? First, observing first, seeing
yeah,
who was who. You know what I'm saying, and seeing what was going on. You know the hitters, you know the otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Customer service in my time, that's my peer group. So they was doing their thing, sat, same thing, like, you know what I mean? So it was an observing thing. Then when you got the courage to go up there and rhyme, you got up there and rhyme. You know what I'm saying? And then you get respect from and I want to be clear, like there it was really tears because it was even tears in respect. Like you would get tears from like the first level of people, the fans that's coming. They're like, "Oh, yeah, you did your shit," and then you'll start getting respect from like the rappers that's normally there to do their thing. Then it's the top tier level. Like it was a real
Hey,
like Sat was saying, it's a real dojo thing from the rappers to the people who just want to be there to hear bars. You know what I'm saying? One of the
right.
best one of the best things you could ever experience is going there one week and somebody saying something, saying what you was doing was trash or whatever, and then a couple of weeks down the line, you come back and somebody remembers something that you said that was dope, and then now it's a trend. It's energizing you to keep coming back, and that was something I've never seen in my life until I got to the blow. So it was a great experience, and I mean even moving forward with me, working on records for artists and producing or whatnot, like that dojo element still stays with our company to this day. It's like you can't just come in the studio and be like, okay, I just want to work on these records. Like, no, if we crafting, it gotta be you gotta really get busy for real. And just all due respect to rappers and shit like that, but I used to be a rapper myself, so I don't like when rappers come in there thinking they on their shit, because I probably burn you down yourself in your own studio session. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to the Blow, man.
What's Project Blow's impact on rap culture? BTSN Talk Tuesdays. BTSN.watch is the website. Check us out. Some new content just went up. If you have not done it already, follow BTSN on Twitter. Matter of fact, do that right now. If you have not done it already, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Listen, if you was at Project Blowed, if you was able to hear some of these men and some of these young ladies rhyme and spit they fire, and you appreciated them, let's hear some roses. If you in the audience right now and you was out Project Bloat and you appreciated the art and you got some good memories, come on, pull up, raise your hand. We're gonna pull you up as a speaker. We're gonna take a minute and put some flowers on these dope MCs, on these dope ass artists for the work they put in back in the day. Let's go.
I just want to add on just my personal experience, like the way everybody was talking about how it's a progressive, like every week it's like you're trying to get better. Like for me, nigga, I was in high school. I was at the time going to Long Beach Milliken. I'm like 14, 15. I'm at the high school smoking niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, fucking lunchroom smoking niggas. And then Thursday, so I met Kale. I met Kale in a fucking chat room. Nigga back in the day when niggas had like a rap music, it was rapmusic.com, the shit that ended
Yes,
up being battle shit.
sir.
So I met Kale. He probably seen some shit that I wrote or whatever, and he was like, "Yo, that's crazy. You like 13, 14?" He's like, "That's fire, but you never gonna be fired. I'll never forget this shit." But the sentence was pretty much, "Nigga, you never gonna be fired if you don't come here." And he sent me the address, and I'm like, "Damn, I'm in Long Beach, and I'm a kid, nigga. Like I don't drive, I don't got." But the homie had just got his L's, but permit L's, so nigga, you're not even allowed to drive, honestly. But when his pops would do the graveyard shift every Thursday, the nigga would pull up in the van, my nigga Randy, shout out Randy, and we roll to the blow. And so, nigga, no matter how many niggas I smoked at lunch that day, I'll pull up to the blow after we tagging and doing whatever. Niggas thought they was hip hop, you feel me? Get to the blow and just be whack. Nigga, it's just like no matter how good I was, it was still whack. And I'm like, damn, like now when I'm serving niggas at the lunchroom, that shit ain't enough. Like that shit ain't good enough. And
Facts.
it brought the next level up until I'm at the point, nigga. I'm young and fucking angry and trying to prove myself and trying to hop in every, you know what I'm saying? And to the point where it actually got to where you getting that type of niggas will just let you go. Like, nah, let this nigga rap. You know what he doing. You know, that shit was a journey in itself to the point where that was my first time of seeing that there's different levels, different worlds to shit. Like, okay, nigga, you could rap on the block, but nigga, you can't rap. And oh, you could rap, but nigga, you can't write a song. and so on and so on and so forth. And if it wasn't for that, I would have never even began to start pushing myself beyond those boundaries. Because nigga, no matter how good you was at lunchtime, nigga, you ain't shit when No Can Do start rapping. Like you like, damn, nigga, how the fuck is he doing? Like, nigga, what is he doing? Like, and so, you know, it made me aspire to studying and getting better and better by the week. Like you said, nigga, it's not by the month, but no, nigga, I'm trying to be better next week. Nigga, I'm gonna show y'all niggas next week.
Right.
Right.
And so that was, I think that was instrumental in that constant accountability, honestly. So
Yeah.
when we going back to brotherhood and dojo, it's nah, nigga, practice that move. Hey, let me see that move that you busted. And that shit better be on point this week because nigga,
Right.
you had a whole week. And so that forced us. If you really was about it, you forced yourself to get better every fucking 7 days. Period.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, and just to add on to that, Sat, is, and I don't think anybody said this yet, but I do want to say this, is the one thing that you learn at the Blow, and it's something that's just so important when you're a professional recording artist or a professional performing artist, is to learn how to project. Like going to the Blow teaches you how to project whatever it is, whatever your style is, whatever you're doing. When you come from the Blow, they finna hear you exactly how it's meant to be. You know what I mean?
That's one of those reasons people got past the mic. That was one
Hey,
of
wait,
that's a
wait,
great
wait.
reason.
Facts.
Sorry to cut you off, AC, but you one of the ones that taught me what I'm about to say. You one of the many OGs. But
Yeah.
when I was young, very, very heady in my voice, not coming from my diaphragm and not understanding breath control, power,
Mm-hmm.
a conservation of motion. You know, none of this
Right.
shit. I don't know shit about that. I'm just trying to motherfucking, you know what I mean?
Right.
And AC and all of my OGs, nigga, Two Max, Bus, Open Mic, nigga,
Yep.
Ab, niggas is like, yo, you tight, but that ain't how you use the mic, period. And
Yeah.
niggas it's never a ego thing. It's never nothing more than true sensation. Like they like, yeah, you sound tight, but nigga, can't nobody hear you if you rap like that. Cause now you gotta yell.
Exactly.
Now your voice gone. But from the
I,
time
I,
I was 13, 14, you remember this, Ace, I'm sure. Like
yeah.
from the time I was Hines, I see Hines. Nah, all y'all used to let me know, like, hey, you saying some tight shit, but don't nobody know. Nigga,
Yep.
if you don't fucking come from the chest, from the diaphragm, from the stomach. Nigga, I didn't get on the stage inside. I was an outside warrior for 2, 3, 4 years
Yeah. Right.
until I knew what I was doing enough to get on the stage. And that's a
I
real thing.
remember. I remember it was artist Pterodactyl. I couldn't believe how many words he said and how clear I can hear every word. I can hear
Yeah.
everything. And no matter how many styles he flipped, how fast he went, same thing like with Michael. Like I can hear everything clear, and that right there was the difference maker for me in
Yeah.
the confidence in projecting. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you got that, you can literally be on any stage. And I've watched a lot of y'all as legends be on stages and y'all smoking shit. Niggas don't want to come after y'all because of how y'all project and how y'all just do what y'all do on stage. So salute to y'all for sure, man.
I think that's another little nuanced part that doesn't get talked about enough. Because when you talk about open mics over and over again, you forget the biggest difference maybe between the Blow crew as being a crew that has an open mic and other crews that I'm not going to go through the names of that have open mics is that they weren't touring forces as well. Like it's a lot to be said about how many people the Blow put on the road for the first time and how frequent the entire Blow was like working all those areas that hip hop wasn't even touching, that can't afford mainstream hip hop or Lil Wayne to come into their city, the Colorados, the Arizonas, the You know what I mean? Like I think the touring power really helped it be take it to another level where you can't even compare it to other open mics because it's very rare that I see that happen unless it's some type of themed one time. Hey, we're the guys from da da da, and we're in your city. You know what I mean?
The dojo aspect is really a big part of it. Like we were still sharpening steel for a lot of us. You know what I mean? For everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like the epitome of iron sharpening iron. This sounds like the greatest opportunity for an MC ever to come into a situation where people are actively encouraging you to get better from week to week. Sounds great. Project Blow. Yeah.
It was, yes.
You also had some bounce backs though. Don't forget the bounce back. People who could not take criticism, got to the wrong battle the wrong day, and didn't want to come back, intimidated. It's a few that fell through the cracks. You know what I mean?
Only the strong will survive.
I know everybody talks about who didn't do well. I heard Busta Rhymes did good. I just got to go there because I never get the official one.
Oh, tell that story, please.
Yeah, I heard Buster went crazy. I want to hear that story too.
Nobody
Who got
know it.
who
I
got the
wasn't
Busta
there.
Rhymes story? Who has the Busta Rhymes story? Anybody in the audience? Was you there? Anybody listening? Was you in the audience when Busta Rhymes was spitting?
I don't have a blow Busta Rhymes story, but I got another Busta Rhymes story.
What happened?
Do share.
No, we back in the day, you know, pre blow, we had the fellowship hunting down rappers. So we had to hunt down leaders in the new school, um, and just to get them, just to cipher with them, just to see what they do. And we did that, and I remember distinct moments of Jupiter blowing Busta Rhymes' mind with raps and shit like that, and vice versa too, though. But yeah, Bust is incredible.
Mm.
So it's people who came to the blow where I don't even know because I couldn't come there every week and be on tour having a show. So I missed a couple. So I mean, and then some people going to say they've been to the blow and really weren't. Remember that?
There's a lot of that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because
You
the
mean
way the way
there's some Project Blow posers?
yeah, I think so because the park was so big and it's easy to say I was there and you really were. It's easy to say that. I think so. This is my personal take on it.
Now, if you never got battled by pterodactyl for no reason, you never been to the blow.
Facts! That's a
Uh,
fact! That is
Right?
Period.
a fact, bro.
Anybody,
He
nigga, am I
going for
lying?
everybody.
AC, am I lying?
Nah, that's facts. That's
if
100.
Tara ain't never just battled you for no reason, you never been to the blow. Period.
Listen. Pterodactyl was like, if you playing Street Fighter, you know the first hardest opponent is low key like Blanca. He like Blanca in Street Fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit crazy.
All right. Okay. Yo, we still on?
Yeah, we're still
yeah,
on.
yeah,
We
yeah.
Okay.
Here we are.
yeah, we're just
One more shot for for tomorrow's Project Blow anniversary, 28 years. Well, you know, at the Los
give the shout
Globos.
out. Give the full shout out, my brother. Give the
Hey,
full
pin
shout
it
out.
to
Let
the
us know what's
top.
going on.
It's the Project Blow 28th year anniversary, December 28th at Los Globos nightclub in Los Angeles, California. It's all of the usual suspects. Go find a flyer and look it up. You know, it's a family reunion. If you got a chance, get down there and you can see for yourself if you're in LA, you know. And if you're somewhere else close, you got time to get in your car and get here.
So you performing?
Yeah, I'm performing along with. I mean, I'll be all over the place, but we giving out the Ben Carwell Award. We'll have the band. Um, we're gonna do some shit, but it's still so everybody else can get a taste of the blow too. So it'll be a little bit of everybody.
What's the Ben Caldwell Award?
That's award designed with the city and Chaos Network because Chaos Network is, you know, and we can't even say this Project Blow thing without really defining the building that we worked out of, which was it's
Yes,
called
sir.
Chaos Network, and it's ran by our elder who's a filmmaker and amongst other things that has to do with the community activists and things like that. But he's the one that housed and facilitates the Blow for all these years. This is his place, and partly what a lot of people don't know, that the Blow, as far as how the city views Project Blow, they see it as a workshop, not just an open mic, an educational workshop. You know what I mean? So Ben Caldwell is our elder, and we started about maybe like 10 years ago or less, giving our award in his honor to different people who did, had a good year, or people that needed flowers amongst all of us. It's a rotating award for all the different artists that we work with. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good. We have a few more
Anybody
people
in
who
the
just.
audience right now who has a question, wants to participate in the Project Load conversation, raise your hand and we'll bring you up.
I got a couple more
Hey,
minutes.
real
I'm
quick,
have to leave
I
though.
finally pinned those posts to the top. It's the Micah 9 Santa the Beats, and it's the flyer for tomorrow. So you can see those in the chat now.
All right, bet. Let's go with S Dizzle. S Dizzle.
Yo, what's good with y'all, man? It's dope to be up here with some talented brothers, man. I was just hearing a conversation about the event that's going on in LA. I'm from Long Beach, so you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit, I would like to pull up. I really just wanted to come and get the information on that, but shout out to my man. He just posted it to the top.
Yeah, for sure. Try to come. I suggest come early, and everything's gonna kick off right on time. We got a packed night, so everything's gonna kick off like right on time, early and jam packed.
Dope. Next question. Who did I see? I saw someone just raise their hand. Was that Sojourner? Was that you?
Yes, sir.
All right, you got the mic.
Okay. Peace. First of all, respect to the OGs. Excuse me. And salute to Sat. The handful of times that I've been to the Blowed were, a result of me, because I wasn't around for the Good Life era. The times that I was there was like I would go, chill with my wife at the dorms of UCLA, and then go to the Blowed. A handful of times that I was there, I got to do my thing with my crew, Future Shock, and everything. And I wanted to ask the question, like, if you've never been to the Blowed, like, if you didn't have Chu say something after you rocked, have you been to the Blowed?
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like,
facts. Choo would always be right there.
Man.
Yeah, we should start that thread. That should be a hashtag. You haven't been to the Blowed if period. If you haven't been to the Blowed if Pterodactyl ain't battled in your face, Chu ain't said something to you, like yo.
Right. Word.
We should be like, if Chu ain't say something to you, can you rap?
Yeah. Did you even spit? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, man. Well, respect. I'll see everybody at the spot tomorrow night, man, for sure.
Respect, brother.
Peace. Respect.
If you have any questions about Project Blow, do you have any questions for any of the luminaries who have shaped, in my opinion, one of the most important cultures in hip hop history? Raise your hand now. I got a question right now. Then I got a question. So, from each of you, those of you blessed to be a part of establishing Project Blow, but also continuing the legacy, what it means to hip hop, broadly speaking, but also what it means to Los Angeles MC culture. What's your lasting memory of the moment you became a part of such a unique, important culture and to today?
That is, I don't know. I got to get the question clear. Like, one lasting memory, is that how you mean?
Most lasting memory. When people think
most
of Project
lasting
Blow,
memory.
when you think of Project Blow, and the moment you became a part of it, then I'm opening this question broadly for everyone who's been a part of this. But from the moment you got down to today, what's your most lasting memory?
I would say it goes from it's the whole memory. It goes from the first time we start out doing music, independently or whatever. But when people start knowing your music and it's not on the radio and it's not played every day, and you still can do shows and you still can move all from like the blow and like your efforts, like the open mic style, and now everybody's tuned in all the way to tomorrow. This is still going. This is still going. I can't even say which one moment. I mean, to from the knock on the door to see if Ben wanted to even do this to tomorrow. Like, to me, it's still all rolling. So it's not probably, I can't even answer the question right. Fair enough, but that's the closest I can get to it. You know what I mean?
There's no right or wrong. It's just a sentiment. You captured it. Thank you, Ace.
Absolutely. Thank you. So yeah, I think that's probably gonna be it for me, man. Unless I got something I really want to talk to your man about, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this time to keep it moving. Tomorrow is definitely going down. So yeah, that's what's up.
Well,
You
Ace,
know,
before you pull out, Ace, I want to thank you for your contribution to the Project Blow, for your creativity, for your belief and confidence in your skills and yourself and the potential of the artist in your cipher. We thank you. We salute you, bro. We salute all the artists that took that stage and had the confidence to believe in their words and their art and their artistry enough to present it professionally and perfectly and perfect it amongst the people. We thank you.
Yeah.
We clap our hands and we salute you, bro. We salute you and everyone else who graced that stage to make Project Blow what it is and the impact that it had in the culture. We salute you. We thank you, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you, and I appreciate this whole platform. And I just want to give just want to say one more thing. Um, it's still an independent fight for independent artists. You know what I mean? And I still see a lot of artists throwing themselves at the in the alligator pit when they don't have to. When it's we built our thing on unity amongst ourselves, and it was designed for us to have ownership and be more in control of our music. You know what I'm saying? And have something to take forward, not just having a label scoop you all up. And so my advice is like keep and think independence from all my independent artists and anybody who's gonna hear this later on in the future. You know what I mean? And keep up with the art and the independence. And yeah, that's what I stand on right now.
yeah.
And
And
before you go, one time for the whole West Coast, congratulations to you, Micah Nine, Peace and Juke, for being nominated for the Grammy on a
Yes, sir.
historic award. That's such a big representation.
respect. That's cool.
All
All
right.
right, Jay, you
B,
take us up.
B, BTSN Talk Tuesdays. What's Project Blow's impact on rap culture? If you have to ask that question now, you wasn't listening. You now know what Project Blow impact was on hip hop culture and continues to be. We're gonna catch y'all next Tuesday. Make sure you follow BTSN on Twitter so that you can be updated when we release these awesome viral content. Next Tuesday, we'll be right back at you with some more dope content. Thank you for everyone to follow who logged in, everyone who performed at Project Blow, AC Alone, and everyone else. Thank you, thank you,
Respect.
thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up. And hey, here's to a great show tomorrow. And thank you for coming out. Respect BTS10 Talk Tuesdays. And we out.
Respect.
Yeah.
Salute.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.